Hi, and welcome to today's workshop. If you've been watching the workshops, you've learned how to explore different career goals, how to set different career goals, how to search for a job and fill out an application. You've also had awesome tips on how to proctor your interview and how to prepare for your first day of work. But there's still one more thing to talk about, and that's after you get the job, how do you keep the job? Those are called soft skills. Soft skills is what helps you keep the job. Hard skills is probably what got you the job. So you might be asking yourself, what are soft skills? Or what's the difference between hard skills and soft skills? So today we're going to talk about soft skills, which is your people or relationship skills, which is going to help you keep a job. So first off, let's explain what the difference is. So your hard skill probably got you the job. On your resume, if you're applying for an office position, you need a typing certificate. And so that's a hard skill. How many words per minute you can type, or how well you know a program, or how well you do in math. Those are easy to measure. A soft skill is way different. It's all about integrating well with team members. Some people might call it your people or relationship skills. These skills help you get along and get ahead in job. It makes you get along well with all the others, and it creates a positive environment when you're at work, which makes you want to be at work, rather than not liking your job or your coworkers. A good balance of hard skills and soft skills is what employers are looking for. You definitely want to be able to communicate with your coworkers and let them know, or with your supervisors. So what soft skills do bosses look for? It just depends on what boss you are talking about. Different employers are going to look for different soft skills just depending on the field they are working for. So if you ask 10 different employers, they're going to give you 10 different answers, just depending on what field you're working for. So we're gonna talk about 5 skills that are on the employers. The top 5 skills that are on the employers' wish skills. They are communication skills, being a team player, having a strong work ethic, being flexible, and having a positive attitude. All those are really important to have, and we'll be going through them. Your communication skills, very important. You always want to be listening, and that's active listening, not just listening. And what I mean by active listening is, if we were talking, you don't want to be on your phone and talking to your coworker, because you're not really listening. You're kind of just not actively listening. So you want to put your phone down. You want to make sure you're talking to the person. You want to keep good eye contact when you're talking to them. If I'm looking this way throughout the whole presentation, you probably wouldn't watch it. So you definitely want to make good eye contact, and that's something we're working on too, especially if you're teleworking, when you're doing Zoom meetings. It's important if you have eye contact, it kind of lets them know you're paying attention, rather than if you're doing this or if you're looking down. It kind of makes the other person on the other side feel like you're not paying attention, you're on your phone, or you're just somewhere else. When people are talking, you don't want to interrupt. You want to let them finish their thought, finish their sentence, and then go in there. Sometimes when we're young, we feel like we know, we're ready to go. If you know already, just go over all the instructions, don't interrupt. And then if you have questions, you ask questions. Asking questions is very important. Sometimes when it's our first job, we're barely getting to know it, we're a little scared to ask questions, but your coworkers are always there. Remember, you want to have those communication skills and create that positive environment with you and your coworkers. One of the most important things is your body language. When you're talking to a coworker or when you're working, you don't want to be slouched down in your desk, kind of working like this, It doesn't show that you're working. You want to be sitting up in your desk, upright, and paying attention to what you're working, what you're doing. And you always want to be proactive. So if you're being proactive, an example is if you finish your work and you feel like you can help your coworker out, you can help them out, or you can just keep working on it. Also, being proactive is being able to communicate with your supervisors or whoever takes care of your days when you're sick. So if you know you're gonna miss a day because of an appointment, or you have someone else, or you're just sick, you want to make sure to notify them. If it's an appointment, at least 2 weeks in advance, the more the better. If you're sick, you make sure want to call before work, before everything. Leave a message. If no one answers, if not, call right when the office opens. Or if you're gonna take a vacation day, that's really important. You really want to make sure you should give your employer 2 weeks notice, at least 1 week, as much as you can, and then just let them work around the schedule. That way, if someone needs to cover your shift or they need to find someone else, they have time to do that. So that's really important. Make sure you keep your communication skills not only with your coworkers, but also with your supervisors and your managers. And by communicating, you're just going to create a better team atmosphere, better work environment. You're going to work better with others, even if you don't really like a person. You kind of just want to maintain that positive environment and communicate with them. And then you're going to want to know the goal and know your role. So what I mean by that is, if sometimes we feel like we know something, or we can do something better than that other person. We got to keep an open mind. Different things can be done differently in not just the way that you would like things to done. So you want to concentrate on your project. If you finish your project and you have time to go help another coworker, go ahead. But don't try to do too much, and then that way you're just trying to go a little bit here, a little bit there. Your coworkers are not going to be happy with you telling them what to do. So definitely keep an open mind. Things can be done more than one way. You never know. You might learn something from your coworker that you didn't know. So you definitely want to focus on your responsibilities first, then take on the tasks to help team members who need help. And don't waste your energy on drama. That's one of the biggest things not us, but the younger generation likes to do, whether it's on your phone, especially with social media right now. Just don't waste your energy on that. Keep your drama home and keep your work a nice positive environment to where you can all enjoy. And so when you're working as a team, you also want to show that you have a strong work ethic. Work ethic is a set of values based on the ideals of discipline and hard work. Some of the work ethics that we can talk about is perseverance, and that's the ability to stick through tasks and see through it. So when you're working through a project, like I said, when you're working on a project, you want to make sure you concentrate on that project and you're able to complete it, even though sometimes it might not be your best work or you just don't want to do it. You want to make sure to see that project all the way through and ask for help when you need it. You want to eliminate distractions. You want to focus on the project, so eliminating distractions, phones, social media. Try to only check your phones on break. Actually, let me rephrase that. Only use your phones on breaks to check your social media and everything. Lunch. It looks really bad on you if you're always on your phone. Maybe you're not always on your phone, but every time a supervisor or a coworker sees you, you're on your phone. So it just gives that bad vibe that, hey, they're not working. You want to make sure that you're meeting deadlines. So keeping track of your calendar, whether you're working in an office, you can have that Outlook, Google Calendar. You want to make sure you're always on time, turning in your assignments or anything on time. Whether it's your timesheet, that's one of the things. Remember, the timesheet is your responsibility, not your employer. So you always want to keep track of that. Don't be late. That's another thing. When you're working with a team, you never want to be late. You never want to be that person that's always late. With your work, whether it's with your work or your assignment or anything, or just showing up, just show up on time. Don't procrastinate. Sometimes if we wait to procrastinate, it's not our best work. Take your time, start early, kind of take your time. That way you have time to go back and revise it. That way, if it needs a little editing before you actually turn it in, that's always better. And that leads me to my next point, which is doing the job right. If you don't procrastinate, you have a better chance of revising it and doing the job right, versus completing all the assignments really fast in one day and then you have to go back and do it again. So employers are looking for quality versus quantity. They want to know that when you do the job, it's done right the first time. So you want to make sure to keep doing that. And as you're going, be flexible. Like I said, have an open mind, really flexible. Have a willingness to respond to changing circumstances. So for me, I had to be willing to go from being in an office to now we have to give Zoom meetings rather than meeting you in person, which is okay. Now I can reach more people at any time of the day rather than just in that limited spot. So be flexible, be positive, even though it's flexible. Get out of your comfort zone, step outside your comfort zone. That's going to help a lot. Success is never reached when you don't step out of your comfort zone. Sometimes, like I said, it might not be the way you like things, but you never know. You might learn something and then you're further expanding your mind and your work experience. Be flexible with multitasking, be able to handle different projects, but make sure you're keeping track of them. That way you don't miss any deadlines, and just manage your time well. There's going to be a lot of different things. You're going to have something that pops up. If you're like, for my case, in my instance, sometimes I get a participant that walks right in and I'm going to go hold a meeting. I'm not going to tell them, no, I can't see you right now. I'm super busy doing this. No, I'm going to drop what I'm doing. It's going to be there when I come back. and I'm gonna go help them out. Sometimes, yes, I will say no, but that's only when I have other meetings or anything, and then I can manage that time wisely with that. So you always want to be flexible and be able to work around that. Also, you never know if you might be sick, or your coworker's sick, so now you have to help them out a little bit more, which is okay. Just be flexible. If you help them, maybe when you're sick, they're gonna help you. So it's always, remember, keep that positive environment going with your team. Positive attitude, which leads to my next point, which is perfect. Your employers, they can train you on how to use a computer. They can train you on how do you fix a car or how to program the next program. Or they can, if you're a medical assistant, they can train you on how to give shots or different things like that. But training on how to have a positive attitude is just hard to train. It's something that comes with you. You always want to have it. You want to leave your work drama, or not your work, your home drama at home, and come to work very positive. So part of a positive attitude is great. It's going to lead to a greater relationship at work. You're going to be communicating well with your work coworkers. You're going to want to go to work. You're just not going to be like, oh, I have to go to work today. It's going to be like, yeah, I get to go to work. Kind of like, maybe not now, but for you in school, all you had to do is hang out with your friends. And some of you might notice that now. That was a really fun time. So you're going to enjoy work more. You're going to be in a happier work environment and more chances for success. Being positive, it helps create and maintain a positive attitude. So you can do that yourself. Here's some tips on how you can be positive. You can choose to be positive, even if you're having a bad day. Like I said, now instead of having to present this to you in person, now I have to do it with Zoom. I really don't like cameras, but now the positive side is I can reach more people at any time of the day. So for sometimes people wouldn't be able to come to the workshops because they were working, or something else, didn't have childcare. Now they can see it in the comfort of their own home. So we got to be positive. Smiling is contagious. I know sometimes it's hard to smile, but I'm always smiling. Or if you see someone else smiling, you're gonna smile too. It's really hard. You probably smiled right now. Positive self-talk. So every morning I wake up, I tell myself it's gonna be a good day. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get through it. It's just gonna help you get to it. Sometimes it is hard. It is hard, I understand. But you want to keep that positive attitude, keep that motivation, and you never know. Your positive attitude can motivate and inspire someone else to be positive as well. So it kind of just vibes off, and then you're gonna be doing better. And then when you make a mistake, especially if it's your first time, mistakes are wonderful opportunities for learning. So instead, when you make the mistake, just make sure or try really hard not to do it again. You want to learn from your mistakes rather than, oh, I messed up. No, you don't want to do that. You want to be positive. And try not to make the same mistake over and over again. That way it's a learning opportunity. And one of the biggest things is, like I said, drama. Do not complain on something that really can't be fixed. For instance, say it's hot here. It's like 105 degrees. When it gets hot, say the AC broke at your office, and now you're complaining because it's hot, and now you have this bad mood, and now your coworker's in a bad mood too. Instead of focusing on offering solutions like, hey, I have a fan at home. Maybe I'll just go get my fan, or I'll bring it tomorrow. And so you're just offering positive attitude. You're talking about it. Oh, let's go get some water, cold water. Just different things like that. Be positive, focused only on offering solutions. And sometimes you got to accept the facts that you might not be able to change everything. For instance, phones. You can't use your phone all the time. As much as we would like to be on our phone or checking our Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and telling your friends how your day is going, you're not going to be able to do that, because then you won't be focused on your work. You won't be doing the work that the employer is paying you to do, and therefore you're not being part of a team. So you always want to, sometimes it's just going to go that way. That's just how things are going. And you just have to go with it. And hopefully later on you can talk to management and then communicate, and then maybe something can change. So communication is key there, and you want to make sure to have that positive attitude with everyone. So like I said, some phone policies you're not going to be able to change. That's one of the things. Don't complain because you can't use your phone. You have breaks, you have lunch. I know the phones connect us with friends, family, and the outside world, but they're still going to be there once you're done with work. If you do have do answer a phone call. Say you have a family emergency and you're waiting for the doctor to call, or something like that. Tell your employer ahead of time. Tell your supervisor ahead of time. Hey, if you see me on my phone, I'm just checking in. I have a family member. I have an emergency. Just let them know. Communicate. Let them know what's going on, and just let them know. I might step out to answer the phone call. That's better than you running outside. In the business world, phones are viewed very different. They're viewed as a distraction. So if you're not doing your work, you're just distracted. You're not focused. It's a productivity killer. If you're not working on an assignment like you should be with your coworkers, whether it's a project or not, you're not producing the work that you're supposed to. So know before you take out your phone. Just know your phone policy. Ask before you get the job, before you take it out. Some employees are a little more lenient than others, but in others, just if they say no phones, no phones. It could be a safety hazard, especially manufacturing in a warehouse or anything like that. It's for your safety. They're not trying to be mean. Just use your breaks wisely. If it is allowed, like I said, some employees might be some might be more lenient than others. If it is allowed, just be smart about when and where you're using the phone. If you're talking to someone, so say you're helping someone, helping someone out, and your phone rings, and you're just like, oh, well, hello, hold on, hello. You can't do that. So just be aware of where you are. Just let it ring, keep it on silent, help the customer, and then once you get a break or you get a chance, you can answer the phone. So we're just going to give you some workplace phone tips, kind of just to wrap everything up. Give it 100% attention to your work and your coworkers, whoever you're talking to. So like I said, make sure you're active listening, not just wandering around, daydreaming. So you want to be focused. Never answer your calls, text in the middle of a conversation. That's why it's important to have your phone on silent while you're at work. If you do need to make a call or something, find a silent place, somewhere where you're not gonna bother others. Not the bathroom, it echoes. Don't go in there. And just check your phone. Like I said, check your phone only on breaks or design times, and do not check every note. Like if you are allowed by your employee to check your phone, don't check every notification. Your first priority is work. So hopefully you can follow those tips, and you'll be able to keep your job. So just quick review: 5 soft skills for success. Just make sure you're communicating well, not only with your coworkers, but also your supervisors, managers. Make sure you're being a team player. Keep an open mind. Just because you know how to do something your way, it doesn't mean someone else can't do it a different way. And you never know, you're gonna learn. So keep an open mind, work as a team. Make sure you have a strong work ethic. Don't be late. Focus. Put your phone away. Make sure you're flexible. With what's going on. Sometimes your schedule is just going to be totally different, and it's okay. Just be flexible, make sure, and then throughout that whole thing, make sure you keep a positive attitude. Remember, a positive attitude is not something you can train, but it's something we can do ourselves by self-talk. Positive self-talk. You can smile. You can also, I forgot that other one. Not complain. You choose to be positive, smiling. Yep. So positive self-talk. And remember, mistakes are wonderful. Sorry about that. Mistakes are wonderful. So if it's your first time in your job, don't be too hard on yourself. Learn from your mistakes. It's okay. Just try not to keep doing the mistakes. The more time you are on the job, the better you get to know which soft skills will help you succeed. So these ones in particular might not help you in a manufacturing job, or just depending on what job you're doing. So just keep that in mind. It's gonna be a little different wherever you are, but these could help. These are kind of like the 5 main ones that are on the employees wish list. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can always contact me or anyone here at the Job Training Center. We're always happy to help. There is a short assignment, and make sure to complete that. Other than that, have a great day.